This conference will now be recorded.
Hopefully you got a prayer that. Hopefully you got a prayer that keeps up with what you've done last week. That catches us up. A good prayer that catches us up for what you've been. Sanity. It's always more of that.
Nobody else did. That's kidding. That was a good thing. Yeah, it was. You took it off instead? I took it off. I thought it was. I'm feeling a little too bad. Let's see if there's one after. There wasn't one. Oh, we have to make okay, I did. Okay. So, I'm going to ask you oh, thank you. I knew I was going to ask you about something. Way to go. Is that what you did? Yes. Yeah, right. People been asking, I got Kelly that, you know, I got the prices too and all that. So can we use this to feed the deer too? It won't have any effect if they don't have eggs. No, the sheep. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. You may have got more than one copy. That's cool. Thank you for doing that. Yeah. I don't know, bro. Yeah. Well, of course. Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Sound good? We'll call it January 18th City Council meeting to order.
Would you pray with me this evening? Dear God and Father of us all, we come to you this evening to ask your guidance as the Sedalia City Council, Mayor, Administrator, members, and staff meet to discuss important issues that affect us all. We thank them for their service and their dedication to this community. We ask your protection for all of our first responders, police, fire, sheriff, ambulance, EMTs, hospital staffs, and all medical personnel who risk their own well-being on our behalf. Bless them in their tireless work. We also ask your blessing on the United States of America, our constitutional democratic republic, remembering all the military and civilians who fought and died to create and preserve it for nearly 250 years. We ask for protection for all who serve in military or civilian roles throughout this country and the world. And now as we leave tonight, please protect us and our loved ones. Keep us from harm until we meet again. All this we pray in the name of our risen Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God.
Kathleen, roll call, please.
Jeff Lehman,
Here.
Virtual here. Hang on just a second. Let me get this screen over. There we go.
there he is. Oldham,
Here.
Dawson,
Here.
Bogus. Here. Richardson,
Here.
Ross. Is Rihanna Foster here?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
There she is. And Bliss.
Here. We need to make a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then we have a special board commission, committee minutes, citizen practice.
Motion to approve those minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Finance, Steve Bliss.
Kelvin, you're gonna do the finance update first, right?
Yes, sir.
Brother.
All right, thank you. Well, this is the chart here that you all are used to seeing that shows the major taxes collected in our primarily in the general fund or the funds supported by primarily tax. But these again are for November sales. They were collected here this month, but really from sales in November. The fiscal year to date is up 1.6 million or 13.4% over our budget, which is a variance of about 1.4 million. When you look at the franchise tax, it's down a little bit, but that is really due to really milder weather we've been enjoying. So year to date, it's down a little bit. The milder the weather, the less gas and electricity that the residents use or anybody uses for heat. The transportation taxes, when you look across there, you know, they took a dip last year, really statewide, and this was an apportionment from the state, primarily the gas tax, and that's apportioned out. It's statewide, but it's apportioned out by our roads. So it's not really the gas that was sold within the community. It's really a portion of the state. And so statewide, it was down. A lot of travel was down last year. So you can see that it took a dip last year, but then it's come back. Property tax, if you look at the graph, really you can kind of see that it, you know, about 3 years ago it took a dip year to date, and that's really just timing. Most of our property tax is collected in the months of December and January. And for example, this month, they sent us a check that was dated December 28th, but wasn't received and deposited until January. So you'll see that comes back to us in January. But so no reason for alarm there. Just wanted to point out the difference in the graph there. I also went back, and Mayor Katie and I had looked at this number last year when we were looking at trying to ascertain the effects of not having the state fair. And so I went back as I was looking through this and pulled this together and put it in a graph form. Just ranked all of the months, and it was really surprising to us that July is actually the month of July, as far as the month that the sales occur in, is actually the highest month by quite a bit, actually. And August, which you would think would be one of our highest months, is actually the seventh. It's actually just below the midpoint. And really kind of surprising to me, though, was really number 2 and number 3. Number 2 was October, and number 3 was January. And, you know, I would have thought, you know, November and December would have been high months for, you know, the Christmas shopping and the Black Friday and all of that. But they really are, it's not the case. I mean, December is 9th, and November is 6th. So, anyway, I thought it was interesting and thought I would point it out to you all. The average for a month is, in total, is $969, just under $1 million a month, and you can see there graphically, there's pretty huge range between the highs and the lows. So, again, I thought it was interesting, not really anything to have decisions made on, but thought I would present that to you since I pulled it together.
Good information, thank you.
And I'd be happy to entertain any questions.
Questions, Council? Second item that I have is the approval for the use of Missouri Department of Corrections folks at the cemetery. Several years we contracted with MDC Department of Corrections through the work release program. The program provides inmates that are not incarcerated for violent offenses and close to release the opportunity to get out of the facility under strict supervision to work. Much of the purpose of this program is to make a successful transition back into society from the life of incarceration. From the city's perspective, for the taxpayers' benefit, it provides a lower cost for the seasonal labor, such as mowing and weed eating at the cemetery. Due to the pandemic, this labor has not been available to us for the last couple of years. However, in case this would become available to us again this summer, staff recommends approval of the amendment to extend the term of the contract for another year. Any council questions?
So last year that labor wasn't available?
No, last 2 years actually.
Yeah. They haven't been letting them out, and then last year I think they let some of them out, but they only let them go to the fairgrounds. They did not supply it.
I think the cemetery department was usually the factor of that. Questions? I asked you, you said Roger was on board, so. He's on board, yeah. Okay. Marlene, read the ordinance, please.
Bill number 2022-6, an ordinance authorizing a contract amendment to a supervised work release program agreement by and between the City of Sedalia, Missouri, and Missouri Department of Corrections, Division of Adult Institutions, Tipton Correctional Center.
Second reading.
Second reading.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Bill number 2022-6, an ordinance authorizing a contract amendment to a supervised work release program agreement by and between the City of Sedalia, Missouri, and Missouri Department of Corrections, Division of Adult Institutions, Tipton Correctional Center.
Final passage.
Roll call, please.
Foster,
Graham?
Yes.
Bliss,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Oldham,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
August,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
All in favor?
Arlene, did you have a second on that? Did you have a second? She did.
Yes.
You want it?
Yeah, Lehman.
Okay. Tina Myers. Public safety.
Tonight, public safety has 3 items. The first one requires an ordinance and a resolution. Excuse me. The police department has been awarded a grant from the U.S. Department of Justice to purchase 2 dual-band radios. These dual-band radios provide shift supervisors essential intraoperative communications with other public safety agencies to coordinate activities during the joint operations. The total cost of the radios is $11,780.18. Staff recommends approval of the resolution and ordinance to recognize the grant revenue and appropriate the expenditure.
Any questions? We do have 2 ordinances on this and 1 resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions? Read the first ordinance, Arlene, please.
Bill number 2022-7, an ordinance approving and accepting a quote from Motorola Solutions for the purchase of 2 dual-band radios for the Sedalia Police Department.
Second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Bill number 2022-7, an ordinance approving and accepting a quote from Motorola Solutions for the purchase of 2 dual-band radios for the Sedalia Police Department.
Final passage.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Bliss,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Oldham,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Cross,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
all in favor.
Now, would you read the resolution, please, Marlene?
Resolution number 1947, A resolution of the City Council of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, authorizing an increase in budgeted expenditures for the fiscal year 2021-2022 relating to the purchase of 2 dual-band radios for the police department.
Motion to approve.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Now, read the final ordinance, please.
Bill number 2022-8, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2021-2022 regarding the purchase of 2 dual-band radios for the police department.
Second reading.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Bill number 2022-8, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2021-2022 regarding the purchase of 2 dual-band radios for the police department.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lehman,
Yes.
Oldham,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Cross,
Yes.
Foster,
yes,
and Bliss.
Yes.
All in favor.
Our second item for tonight is excessive force prohibition. As presented in our strategic planning session, staff is working on a grant application for community development block grant to fund additional sidewalk rehabilitation projects. Part of the requirements of the grant is to have in place a resolution establishing policies about the use of excessive force. Later in this meeting, you will be presented a resolution for your consideration authorizing the submittal of the grant.
Council, any questions on this resolution? Yes. I don't really understand that. Have we had problems with this, or?
No. One of the requirements to apply for the community development block grant that we'll be talking about later is that we adopt a resolution, and then we have to have a copy of this resolution to go with our grant application. This is not because we've had any problems. It's not because we're going to do anything different. We're just checking the box for the feds to be able to say, yeah, we agree, we won't use excessive force.
Okay.
So we'll have another resolution later on, talking about fair housing prices.
Yeah.
As well. That's just one fair trademark.
Yeah. And thank you. And to that point, that's something that's been in place for years.
Yes.
Probably decades, but we again have to renew that for this grant application.
Arlene, would you read the resolution, please?
Resolution 1948, a resolution establishing rules and regulations regarding the use of excessive force during nonviolent civil rights demonstrations.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Our third item is a budget amendment to the Sedalia Fire Department vehicle maintenance account. Unfortunately, we have had more than our normal vehicle repairs on multiple fire apparatuses throughout the year. This has caused us to exhaust the budgeted amount for this line item. Staff recommends approval of a budget amendment to increase the appropriations for repairs and maintenance in the fire department by $24,000.
Council, do you have any questions on the resolution and ordinance? Arlene, would you read the resolution, please?
Resolution number 1949, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, authorizing an increase in budgeted expenditures for the fiscal year 21-22 relating to the vehicle and equipment repair and parts expenses for the fire department.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
And read the ordinance, please.
Bill number 2022-9, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 21-22 regarding the vehicle and equipment repair and parts expenses of the fire department.
Second reading.
Second reading.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Bill number 2022-9, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 21-22 regarding the vehicle and equipment repair and parts expenses of the fire department.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Oldham,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Lehman?
Yes.
All in favor.
Public Works, Thomas Olman.
We have 8 items tonight for Public Works. The first one is the Community Development Block Grant Funding application we had just mentioned. Staff is working on the application for the CDBG for the sidewalk rehabilitation. This is a $500,000 grant with equal matching. This is also the number 1 item we scored for our planning session. So we need to authorize and approve the staff to submit the application.
Any questions from council?
Motion to approve the resolution.
Excuse me?
Motion to approve the resolution.
I need to read it first.
Gotta read it, don't mind. Yeah, we need to read it first.
We're gonna read it first.
It's
A
okay.
resolution of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, authorizing the application for funding through the State of Missouri's Community Development Block Grant Program.
And now I motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Second item I have is for the industrial pretreatment local limits update. We need to authorize submission of the reports of our permits for our sewer operations within the Missouri Department of Natural Resources.
Any questions on this resolution? Arlene, read what resolution, please?
Resolution number 1951, a resolution authorizing the submission of an evaluation of industrial pretreatment local limits and update to city code relating to sewers and local limits to the Missouri Department of Natural Resources.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The next 4 items consist of a meeting between our Traffic Advisory Committee and the Sedalia 200. They've been working together to increase the safety around our schools. So this first ordinance is an area to reduce the speed limit for Tiger Pride Boulevard from 25 miles per hour to 15 miles per hour.
Any discussion on that ordinance? Arlene, please read the ordinance.
Bill number 2022-10, an ordinance authorizing a reduced speed limit on Tiger Pride Boulevard.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Bill number 2022-10, an ordinance authorizing a reduced speed limit on Tiger Pride Boulevard.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Dawson?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Lehman?
Yes.
And Oldham.
Yes.
All in favor.
Next, they've also advised us to establish a no parking zone on the south side of West 5th Street from Warren to South Limit during the times of when school is in session. So this ordinance will establish a no parking from south side of West 5th from South Warren to South Limit.
Any questions on that ordinance? I know we've been working on the water issues there because of the pedestrian problems, safety problems. I think ideally we'd like to get a sidewalk. Arlene, read the ordinance.
Bill number 2022-11, an ordinance establishing no parking on the south side of West 5th Street from South Warren Avenue to South Limit Avenue on school days from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Second reading.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Bill number 2022-11, an ordinance establishing a no parking on the south side of West 5th Street from South Warren Avenue to South Limit Avenue on school days from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Final passage.
Final passage.
Second.
You get a second? I second. Roll call, please.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Lehman?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
And Dawson.
Yes.
All in favor.
Next, they've come together and also advised us to approve an ordinance to place stop signs at the intersection of East Saline Street and North Engineer Street. There are already stop signs there going east to west. This will add a north and south stop sign as well. making it a four-way stop sign.
They're already there.
But they're already there, we're just,
Validating it.
it's all, yeah.
Any discussion on that? I mean, obviously, we took initiative on that because of the accident that occurred. Marlene?
Bill number 2022-12, an ordinance establishing a four-way stop at the intersection of East Saline Street and North Engineer Avenue.
Second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Bill number 2022-12, an ordinance establishing a four-way stop at the intersection of East Saline Street and North Engineer Avenue.
Final passage. Second.
Roll call, please.
Richardson?
Yes.
Cross?
Yeah.
Foster?
yes,
Bliss?
Yes.
Lehman?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
And Bogus?
Yes.
All in favor?
Lastly, from our Traffic Advisory Committee, they have advised us to approve a reduction in speed limit along North Engineer Street to Rainy Avenue to the intersection with the railroad from 30 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour.
Any questions about that ordinance? Marlene, read the ordinance, please.
Bill number 2022-13, an ordinance authorizing a reduced speed limit north to south on Engineer Avenue from Riney Avenue to the Union Pacific Railroad.
Second reading.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bill number 2022-13, an ordinance authorizing a reduced speed limit north to south on Engineer Avenue from Riney Avenue to the Union Pacific Railroad.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Cross? Cross?
He said here. He said yes. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear him, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Foster?
yes,
Bliss?
Yes.
Lehman?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
And Richardson?
Yes.
All in favor?
Next, with our strategic plan for the water and wastewater departments, we have been working with engineers to develop a master plan. This plan will help with showing us the capabilities and capacities of our system, become more responsive in analyzing economic development growth opportunities while planning for growth. We need to approve and accept a quote from Carasoft Technology Corporation.
Any questions from council?
What's the plan for updating and maintaining the model? Okay.
Marlene, read the ordinance, please.
Bill number 2022-14, an ordinance approving and accepting a quote from Carasoft Technology Corporation for Bentley WaterCAD standalone and Sewer Gems water and wastewater modeling software.
Second reading.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Bill number 2022-14, an ordinance approving and accepting a quote from Carasoft Technology Corporation for Bentley WaterCAD standalone and Sewer Gems water and wastewater modeling software.
Final passage.
Second. Roll call, please.
Foster?
yes,
Bliss?
Yes.
Lehman?
Yes.
Oldham?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Richardson?
Yes.
And Cross?
Yes.
All in favor?
Lastly, there's an opportunity to harvest timber from Spring Fork Lake. So Councilman Bliss has recommended the use of a forest management firm to help identify those opportunities. This will result of a resolution to authorizing an increase in the budget and then an ordinance for amending the budget.
Any discussion on the resolution? Read the resolution, please, Marlene.
Resolution number 1952, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, authorizing an increase in budgeted expenditures for the fiscal year 21-22 relating to a timber assessment at Spring Fork Lake.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? On the ordinance, any questions about the ordinance, council? Read the ordinance, please.
Bill number 2022-15, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 21-22 regarding a timber assessment at Spring Fork Lake.
Second reading.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Bill number 2022-15, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 21-22 regarding a timber assessment at Spring Fork Lake.
Final passage.
Well, second.
Roll call, please.
Bliss,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Oldham,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Cross,
Yes.
and Foster.
Yes.
All in favor.
Andrew Dawson?
We have two items on the agenda this evening. The first one, the ordinance you have before you, is authorizing a lease agreement between the City of Sedalia and Oats Inc. If you recall, whenever we took over the Amtrak depot from Sedalia Downtown Development Inc., we also acquired some office space, some additional office space. So what this lease agreement does is it leases that office space out to Oats, I believe, in the amount of $600.
Any questions about that ordinance? Council? Read the ordinance, please.
Bill number 2022-16, an ordinance authorizing an office space lease by and between the City of Sedalia, Missouri and Oats Incorporated, located at the Amtrak Depot.
Second reading.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Bill number 2022-16, an ordinance authorizing an office space lease by and between the City of Sedalia, Missouri and Oats Incorporated, located at the Amtrak Depot.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lehman,
Yes.
Oldham,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Cross,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
and Bliss.
Yes.
All in favor.
As previously mentioned, we're engaged in the a application for community development block grant. Part of that is the adoption of fair housing practices. So previously, years ago, I think it was back in the 1980s, we adopted fair housing practices by way of ordinance. So what this resolution does is it's just reaffirming our commitment to those fair housing practices.
Any question about this resolution? Arlene, read the resolution, please.
Resolution number 1953, a resolution supporting fair housing practices in the City of Sedalia, Missouri.
Motion to approve.
Second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Appointments, Arlene, please.
To members of the City Council from Mayor John Cady, I would like to make the following recommendations. These are both new appointments to the Housing Authority Board of Directors. Christian Dabrowski, 420 South Grand Avenue, replacing Turf Martin, term ending June 2026, and David Esser, 116 East Main Street, number B, ending June 24th, and he will be completing Joshua Howe's term.
Motion to approve in block.
Second.
If I could, just to shed a little bit of light on this, the Turf Martin, his term actually expired in June of 2021. And according to the state statute, basically he serves until somebody is replaced. So it's not, there hasn't been a vacancy on here. We just are a little tardy at getting somebody appointed to that. And then the other one, Josh Howe, we did find out in doing some research that basically, according to the state statute, an employee of the city cannot serve on that board. So that's really the reason for replacing Josh Howe on that. So just wanted to shed a little light on why we were doing this.
Liquor licenses, please.
We have one renewal license.
I'm sorry, I interrupted before the vote was taken.
Excuse me. And a motion to approve.
Oh, motion to approve in block.
Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Here. Now, liquor license, please.
Lowell Curry, this is a renewal, doing business as the Den, 115 West Main Street for liquor by the drink and Sunday sales license.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Council and city administrator, would like any comments about what's happening this week in the city of Sedalia? Okay.
I'd just like to share that, the celebration yesterday of, Martin Luther King and share his dream. Wish we could get closer.
I would say we had a really interesting meeting on Friday evening, we had a forum, with people expressing their concern about city sidewalks. Well attended, I think we had 25 people other than our staff here. People participated, went very well. Very concerned, and I think we try to reassure everyone that the council, we can't guarantee the next council, but we're going to make that commitment of $500,000 a year. Hopefully, we'll get a grant to match that, another $500,000. So we'll put $1 million a year to sidewalk replacement and curb and gutter. Appreciate it. Thank you. What about the chiefs? Are the chiefs going to be successful? How the Bills stand?
They're favored by 2.5 points.
Are they?
Big
Really?
deal. Good Lord.
Basically, since they're at Arrowhead, they consider that a toss-up. Could be a tough game.
Oh, yeah.
Two good quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, Allen, yeah.
Anybody out there would like to come up and say any good words to us? We need some somebody stories every now and then.
Being no comments, I motion to move to a closed door session pursuant to subsections 1, legal advice, and 2, real estate.
Second.
So roll call, please.
Lehman,
Yes.
Holden,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Yes.
Richardson, Cross, Foster,
Yes.
and Bliss.
Yes.
Like that?
Councilwoman Foster and Councilman Lehman, I
It ain't over yet.
will have to close this session. I can only have one session open at a time, so I'll have to close this session and then open the closed door. Councilman Lehman, I don't think I've sent that to you yet, so I'll shoot that to you here real quick. And so that should be coming across your email, and I'll get it going.
That'll work. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, say that again.
That'll work.
All right, thank you.
We had a meeting one time, I did what's all about. Now, we turned on.
No.